Kilo Mike 6 Mike Oscar monitoring on Allstar.
Yeah, the Kilo station acknowledged, but let's just pass it back to G1VDU, who came back to me, but seemed to have lost HNAI back to G1VDU.
Golf 1 Bravo Delta Uniform G1BDU. Name's Alan, up here in sunny Wigan. Oh, sorry, rainy Wigan. Just thought I'd let you know you were getting into the box. G1BDU, bye.
Okay, Alan, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Yes, seemed to be a bit of a problem. I think there is like intermittent problems just lately on this system, so I don't know. Don't really know, it's difficult to say. Thanks for that anyway. Okay, push around to the Kilo station, I think. Who broke in? Take it, please.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, KM6MMO Kilo Mike 6 Mike Oscar. This is Eric here. I'm transmitting via Allstar. I've got a clear node here on UHF, and I'm coming into the M0HOY Allstar link there into the UK HUBNet. We actually have a real warm day today. It's 25 degrees C, and that is in Charlie. So yeah, I got me shorts on and sunglasses. Thanks for acknowledging me and picking me up. KM6MMO.
The KM6MMO, I think it was. We sort of just got you there. Handler is J Juliet Alpha Yankee. I'm located in Stoke-on-Trent. Call sign Golf Figure 8 November Alpha India. Well, I think I've got your call sign correct. KM6MMO. Is that correct? Go ahead.
QSL Juliet 8 Alpha India from Kilo Mike 6 Mike Oscar. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Back to you.
No, you're coming through loud and clear. And it's Golf Figure 8 November Alpha India. We also may have Alan G1 and VDA. If he's still about, I'll pass it back to him, see if he's still around. T8NAI. No, look on, he was just coming in to give me a report to say I was getting in. So, sorry, I missed where you were located. Can you come back to me with that information? KM6MMO, go ahead.
Yeah, KM6MMO returning. Very good. Yeah, and I think, Alan, if it was G1 Bravo Delta Uniform, I think he said he was clear there. So I am transmitting from the Mojave River Valley, located in the high desert, sort of in between the famous Las Vegas Sin City and the other infamous Sin City, Los Angeles, QSL.
Yeah, QSL. Well, I sort of couldn't understand the first bit, but got the Las Vegas and the LA. So sounds like you're living the dream there. Not got your handle yet. Handle this end is J Juliet Alpha Yankee, go ahead.
Okay, QSL. Yeah, name here is Eric, Echo Romeo Indigo Kilo. And for clarification, I'm not too far from the Edwards Air Force Base, probably like 30 miles south of the Edwards Air Force Base out in the Mojave River Valley. So gives you a little bit of a better idea. Of course, I have grid squares. Tell my QRZ helps out with some of the information there. But You're coming through loud and clear here on my station, UK HUBNet. I can't remember if you said that you were on DMR. If you are on DMR, it's sounding very clear. Back to you, G8N AI from KM6MMO.
Yes, very nice signal from yourself also. Yes, I'm on the Bandmeister network. You mentioned something, man. Oh yes, him on his shop on YouTube quite a bit. Does that mean anything to you, go ahead?
Okay, yeah, copy. I probably copied about the last half of that. So something about YouTube. I assume you were asking me about perhaps maybe a station or a something to do with YouTube, which is interesting because I was just on K6EGG stream there on Talk Group 9100 there last Thursday. Actually, bumped into those guys. I can hear them on RF out here on 2-meter sideband. Go ahead.
No, we sidetracked a bit there. I'm talking about music guitars and LA. And when I go on YouTube, I tune into Norman's Rare Guitars in LA. But like I say, I'm not very good on the geography. So it's a bit like, is this London? There's another joke there somewhere. So, yeah, Norman's Rare Guitars.
Oh, okay, copy that. Copy that. Yeah, okay. Well, one mariachi to another. Yeah, keep your axe close, hi, and your strings loose if you're going to travel. But yeah, very good, very good. Well, good to know that there's another jokester out there. I would imagine if they picked up the phone from the UK, they wouldn't know one way or the other if you were standing in a phone box across the street or using your cell phone in the store. Go ahead.
I've been playing the guitar for quite a while now, and although I don't pick it up much nowadays, but back in the day, you know, when I was a young teenager, you know, I was well into it, and sort of I've been a professional musician for a few years, playing guitar, but not anymore now. So, but I do watch this Norman's Rare Guitars on YouTube, and I find it very, very good. You know, they keep demonstrating various guitars. So that's the angle at this end. Eric, go ahead.
Well, very good, Jay. Yeah, and perhaps maybe we can exchange QSO cards there over the internet and expand on that. I've been active in music for quite some time, sort of somewhat quote unquote retired as a as a sort of contributor in that forum, but had the opportunity as a photographer and as a bit of a tour rat to you know, to meet some fantastic musicians. Martin Ditcham, the drummer for them. Well, I think he's the recording artist for them. He's the one that writes all their stuff. And of course, I'll send you a link to a recording that I did with Ray Owen from Juicy Lucy. If you're familiar with Ray Owen and Juicy Lucy, close friend, and of course he's passed away now, but a very close friend of mine there when I was in the UK. Very good stuff. All right, well, I don't want to take up too much of the UK HUBNet. I appreciate there may be other stations out there that want to use this connection, and I definitely appreciate the QSO. And thank you, Jay, G8NAI from KM6MMO, California.
Yes, fine, Eric, and yes, better leave the HUBNet to other people that want to use it. So, yes, nice talking to you. And if you can keep in touch with all that sort of thing. What was I going to say? And my thing was like James Taylor and something you were now. Well, mainly James Taylor, folky type stuff, but you know, there's something else I wanted to tell you, but it's gone completely out of my mind. So, okay, I'll say something to you, Stuart. Thanks for now, sir. Catch you further down, and if you want to sort of get in touch with me, I'm on qrz.com, and we'll take it from there. See you, Callsigns.
All right, 73J. Thanks for the cue. So KM6MMO, and I'm on the side here monitoring. Thanks, UK HUBNet.
Okay, cheers, Eric. Callsigns, clear standby.
G1YPQ station on micronode KM6MMO, if you're still monitoring.
Yeah, the station for G1YPQ. Go ahead.
KM6MMO returning. Yeah, I just wanted to comment. Your audio is exceptional. I mean, I've probably been monitoring out here for a good couple of years, and I would say your audio, your signal there is net control operator quality there. So broadcast quality. Well done, you. G1YPQ from KM6MMO.
That's great news to hear. I'm actually using a new radio, which is the Hytera HD. I think it's the 785. Forgive me if I've got that wrong, but it's the new range from Hytera. So it's really good to get a nice audio report. Really pleased with that. But it's the H series by Hytera, which is their new range. So that's much appreciated. The name's Carl, Kilo Alpha Romeo Lima, and the location is West Yorkshire, Central UK.
Very good, yeah, okay, Kyle, yeah. Name here is Eric, Echo Romeo Indigo Kilo, and I'm located on the high desert, southernmost edge of the Mojave River Valley, probably about 30-40 miles south of Edwards Air Force Base in California. And talking on my clear node here into the Allstar link there for M0HOY HubLink, which I absolutely love and monitor often. So thanks for the contact. Don't want to keep it too long here, but I'll definitely look for you and perhaps maybe reach out on QRZ or whatnot and exchange some contact information there, so that perhaps maybe we might meet on down the log, and rightfully so too. G1YPQ from KM6MMO. Back to you, my friend.
Actually, so apologies for that. Yeah, no, that'd be great. My details are up to date and correct, as is the email address on there. So drop me a line. Be absolutely great, and be really nice to hook up and we can exchange details and the like. But much appreciated. I'm just currently programming one of the old Hytera radios with someone's ID, because that's going tomorrow. So that's what I'm currently doing at the moment. But great to hear, much appreciated, and I'll say 7-3s for now, and have a great day. I'm just thinking local time now is just approaching 7:30 in the evening. 7-3s, all the very best, and thank you for the call.
Very good. K1YPQ from KM6MMO 73, and of course prayers for all service men and women, our children, brothers and sisters there at a time of readiness. KM6MMO standing by. 73.
KN6 or KM6 MMO. I've got the call correct. It's 2 Echo 0 Lima Romeo Victor. Just checking I've got the right call sign. Kilo Mike 6 Mike Mike Oscar. Is that correct? Over.
2E0 LRV Les. How are ya? Yeah, you got it right. But as I tell other operators that call me, don't feel sorry for KM6MMO. There's a KM6MMM out there that you really need to be looking out for. Hi. Back to you, Les.
Yeah, no, Eric. I was just double checking because sometimes you don't quite hear it right, and you never know whether you've got the right person or the wrong person. So just double checking. Yes, Mike. What a mouthful. Yeah. I must admit, if I ever get the full license in the UK, I shall have something with at least 2, if not 3 G's in. EGG, or Echo Golf or something like that. It would. It just flows off the tongue nice and easily, especially when you're trying to do a bit of HF, trying to do a bit of DXing. You need something short, sharp, and sweet, but. So how's life out in California? As I say, it's over here. It's all much of a muchness. We're all hunkering down and waiting for the start of WW3. But other than that, everything's fine. So how's life in? I was going to say sunny California, but maybe it isn't this time of year. How are you, Eric from 20 LRV?
Yeah, good copy, Les. 2E0 LRV KM6MMO returning. And yes, the weather is warm, 25 degrees Charlie, no wind to speak of, although a cold front coming out of the north, pun intended there. And yeah, really been impressed by the BBC's coverage and whatnot that we've seen over here and whatnot, and good lads getting raised up there and saying, hey, we may be bakers and dog rescue owners and all that kind of, whatever they're doing, they're saying, hey, we'll go help out. You never know. May see you soon there, Les. We'll have to stop in for a coffee, QSL.
LRV returning. Yeah, well, I mean, just pure and utter admiration for the people in Ukraine. It's got to be the bravest people on the planet. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, I'm just in the queue, so I'll give you a shout in a minute, Matt.
No worries.
It's I've got nothing but admiration for the people of Ukraine. It's just unbelievable, and and the whole world is almost without exception has come together and doing whatever they can. That's the problem. All it needs is the Russians to come together and do what they can. Oh dear. Still, give us something to talk about other than viruses. That's the other thing. I saw a funny meme the other day that the police are now looking for the virus, which has strangely gone missing in the last week, and nobody can find it anywhere. So yeah, Whoever thought the cure for the virus would be an invasion of a sovereign country by a superpower? But there you go. So life gives us something to talk about, doesn't it, Eric? Back to you.
Break.
KM6MMO returning with 2E0 LRV. Go ahead, breaking station. KM6MMO standing by.
Yeah, this is Mike 7CIB. Just a quick one. I'm having some serious problems with my radio at the moment. Could you just do me a radio check over?
Absolutely. M7CIV Charlie India Victor, if I got that correct. KM6MMO returning. You're loud and proud, brother. Loud and proud.
Yeah, this is Mike 7CIV returning. The only reason I'm asking is I'm getting a lot of background noise on my radio, over.
Okay, QSL, that background QRM or N is not being transmitted on your into the HUBNet, QSL.
Yeah, this is Mike 7CIV in Shrewsbury, just returning. Thanks very much for that. Greatly appreciated, over.
Okay, M7CRV in Shrewsbury. First contact in Shrewsbury. Good to make your acquaintance. Stick around. Got Les in the group as well, 2E0 LRV. Back to you, Les, if you're done with your transmission there, Shrewsbury Station. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mike 7CIV, wishing you 7 frees, but I gotta go, over.
QSL CRV mobile. Go ahead, Les. 2E0 LRV KM6MMO.
2-0 LRV returning. Yeah, quick message for the Shrewsbury station. Get yourself on QRZ, and then people will be able to double check that they've got the right call sign down. I think it was Charlie India Victor, or whether it was Charlie India Bravo is the station up in the Wirral, so that's obviously not you. But yeah, get yourself onto QRZ, and then people get your name and can just double check. So yeah. I've forgotten what we were talking about now. Dear. Yeah, I've lost the thread completely, lost the plot, as they say. Yeah, no, as I say, WX over here, well, I've got to put this, I think it's officially now spring, but to be perfectly honest, there's been no change from winter. It's typical UK weather, grey, dull, boring, wet. In fact, that sums up most of the year, really. The only variable is the temperature. I don't know where we're at, probably 10, 12 degrees, Charlie, something like that. It's not very cold, not very warm, just, okay, put a fleece on time, and that's it. But yeah, no, it's all good fun. As I say, it's interesting, and I must admit, I'm enjoying the memes that are coming out of what's happening globally. But the rest of it is just a horror story, But there we go. Such is life. I personally take responsibility. So I was going to travel Scandinavia, and all of a sudden we have a world pandemic. I said, okay, fine, I'm going to travel Europe and go to Hungary, and then we have an invasion. So yeah. I think I've got to hold my hand up and take some of the responsibility for what's going on today. Back to you, Eric.
2-0 video.
2E0 BDS acknowledged. KM6MMO returning. Just a quick one, Les. I'm glad somebody's put their hand up to it. Hi. Oh, goodness. Let me just comment on your call sign change, if you ever did change it. I actually was able to get a hold of K6EGG Echo Golf there, and he's got a stream on YouTube, so if you get the chance, to friend him on there or whatever they do on YouTube. Like and subscribe. It's not my page, so I feel like I can promote it. But he has quite a fun stream if you have the time there. So over to the breaking station, KM6MMO, standing by.
Yeah, hello Kev, hello Les, how you doing? Just a quick one. I blame the whole thing. Unfortunately, Les will know what I'm talking about, but you won't, Kev. I'll explain in a minute. I blame the Barrett man from the 1970s, Les. Do you remember he used to sell Barrett houses, and then he started giving nuclear warning attack advice out on the BBC public information films. Do you remember? He used to make them. And he stopped doing that, and he had that wonky gob, didn't he, when he spoke, because he was always in a helicopter. And they took him off that, and they put him on nuclear alert detail. I blame him. But anyway, yeah, it's horrific what's going on. I won't say any more on it. Hope everybody's fine. 2 new additions to the collection this week. Another M11, absolutely crystal new, and a contest shooting single shot pistol. Brand new in the box. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have a look in a minute. But it's I'm going to be doing bell ringing at 10 meters with it. So I've just bought some patches off Amazon to go over my glasses, the left-hand side, because I've got a cataract that needs coming out on that one. So I cover it over anyway. And God, it makes a bloody difference to shooting, I'll tell you. Anyway, Les, I'll pass it back to you. How are you? And thank you for letting me in, Kev. I'll come back to you in a sec. Over to you, Les, 20 BDS.
Yeah, hi Brent. Yeah, no, all copies. Yeah, another M11. No, dear. Thought you'd learned your lesson by now. And yeah, no, copies of the pistol. And I use a diopter with pistols. I don't know. But yeah, I understand the bell ringing and target shooting. Yeah, I looked at doing it myself, but. It was, how am I going to put it, it was another one of these things where, you know, getting into, it was a local club to me, but getting into it was just, it's too much like hard work, like, you know. I'm very easily put off these days. I'm getting long in the tooth, and anything that's a hassle, I can't be bothered with anymore, you know, so, and I've got to do this, got to jump through this hoop, got to go to that hoop, and yes, I could go, and then I wouldn't actually be allowed to do anything, and it was like, okay, yeah, what's the point? Yeah, I'll give up. Plus the fact I've got the attention span of a 3-year-old toddler, so that doesn't help either. As I say, you know, how can I put this? It's a good job I live on my own, because if I ever put a TV on, which I don't, I would be channel hopping for England, you know. I just, you know, nothing seems to keep my attention for very long, you know, including, you know, women's beach volleyball. Even that's, as I say, doesn't keep my attention span for very long these days. I'm getting old, that's what it must be. So with that, back to Eric from 20 LRV.
No, it is a bit hard work, because you've got to help set everything up and take everything down, and that takes about 20 minutes off the time that you got for 2 hours, because they play football after us, and you've got to clean everything up and all the pellets and everything, and that all takes time off your shooting. I'd like to go somewhere where I can shoot for more than 2 hours, you know. But there's just nowhere around it. I've made my own. I've got my own 2 meters. I've got 2 meters. I've got 30 meters. I've got 50 meters, and I can do 100 meters as well. So I've got no problem with that. I've made my own range, but it's having a bit of competition and a bit of fun with somebody else. It's just not nobody there, you know what I mean? And I'd like to go overboard. I'd like to go to 2 point, but you need a firearm certificate, and it's not something that the police are doing at the minute because they've had COVID and they've got a backlog of everything else. So it's not on the horizon, I'm afraid. Well, anyway, not to worry. I'll pass it over to you, Kev. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in and be very unrude. Operator name this side is Brent, Bravo Romeo Echo November. And I've got a hobby which is similar to Les's there, which is shooting. And I like old army radios as well. And we just got 1 or 2 things in common. That was all. I just was giving the info that I got some new gear. And I'm situated about 6.5 miles south of the holiday town on the east coast of the United Kingdom, from Skegness, or 17 miles north of the historic town of Boston, if you like, in a village called Friskany, where the repeater is sat. Back to you, Kev, 2E0 BDS.
Okay, Bren, yeah, very good. 2E0 Bravo Delta Sierra from Kilo Mike 6, Mike Oscar here. Eric, although I'll be Kev for you, mate. No worries. In Skegness, oh, Greg Moyles, lad. There we go. Bit of Radio 1 in there. And it is just quite, interesting and exciting. Encouraging would be a word to say, to listen to you lot chatting about shooting and whatnot, where the Yank is here being quiet. Yep, I am a huge fan. I rented or leased a 35-acre ranch in the Ortega mountain range between Lake Elsinore and San Juan Capistrano for about a year. And while I was up there, one of the things we did have was a sort of little off-road track, and of course we had our own range, and so you can imagine all the fun. Shoot responsibly, and we actually got into just using paper and also shooting ice. Ice is a great target, and you can have all kinds of fun with shooting ice. So you heard it from KM6MMO. Shoot some ice, water the garden. There you go. You've actually done your community service. Waving a hand at you, Brent. I look forward to catching up with you down the log as well. Let me pass it over to Les 2E0, LRV, and the group from KM6MMO.
Apologies for the name.
2E0 and I'll be returning. All copied, Brent, all copied, Eric. Yeah, I must admit I've always had sort of air pistols and rifles and things since I was a teenager, and as I say, now having got grown-up family, 4 grown-up kids and grandkids and everything, that are of an age now that can play with these things, they sort of reinvigorated the old hobby, and we have all sorts of interesting things. Ice, yes, I've seen a few YouTube videos of people shooting ice, but yeah, it's a question of creativity. I mean, we sort of have beer bottle cap shooting at about 20 yards, something like that, with the rifles with the telescope on for the grandkids, and what else? Sweets, mints, the peppermints, round peppermints. I mean, they're good for a bit of fun when you're shooting them, and plastic milk containers with empty filled full of water, and let them shoot those. And then we have what they call fire-burn exploding targets. These things go off with a tremendous explosion, and they're always good fun. Always gets the grandkids going. Mind you, having said, my kids and all my son-in-laws couldn't hit a barn, let alone a barn door, and the shooter was one of these things. It's about the size of, I don't know, 1.5 inches, not quite 2 inches of diameter, these exploding targets. And they were blasting away at this thing with an air rifle for about 20 yards for a good 10 minutes. And I'm sat there watching them. I'm thinking, there must be something wrong with the rifle. And I just said, let me have the rifle for a second. First shot, bang. There's nothing wrong with the rifle. It was my son and my son-in-law, which is useless, but there we go. It's all great fun. Anyway, oh dear, let's see. I think it's back to Eric. KM6MMO from 20LRV.
All right, Les. Yeah, 2E0LRV, KM6MMO returning. Of course, if there's anyone that wants to break in, please feel free to do so. We're trying to leave as many breaks as we can, so as not to hog the system. But you had me over here in stitches with exploding targets. I actually looked towards Vegas to see if I could see any smoke. Hi. There, Les. So yeah, jolly good. Many fond memories. Getting our little four-wheel drive Suzuki Samurai stuck and having to wait for my mate's old man to come and pull us out with the Land Rover, and when are you boys gonna learn and all that sort of stuff. But we weren't going to get out in that mud puddle and get our shoes all mucky. But no, I think that would be the least of our concerns there, Les. So and you're absolutely right. There's a way of training up your children in a way that they should go, a right way. Maybe not the way that we went or you went or I went, but a way they should go that's right for them. And of course, education and the proper proficiency is all part of that, and I'm all for that. So definitely encourage you to continue doing that. And I think we started this about 2 years ago when we talked about air rifles. Let me reset. So yeah, that's another whole conversation. It's you can do just as much, have just as much fun with modern air rifles, plinking, I guess. You want to shoot some tin or steel or something like that, and have a good go of it. And shooting is a perishable sport, so practice up. You never know when something like that might come in handy. Pun intended. Alrighty, I'm going to clear out of here, Les, on yours. Really appreciate you calling me on UK HUBNet. LE2E0 LRV from KM6MMO. Easy for you to say, mate.
A break?
Break?
Okay, I think you were saying the break station then. Thank you very much. I'm not staying. I'm just after a quick radio report, if it's at all possible, off you guys. Operator is John. The call sign is Mike 7, Victor India Sierra. And the QTH is in the city of Chester. Roger, Roger.
2E0 LRV returning. Yeah, to the bike station. Let's see if I can get my thingy to work. M7, India Sierra. No, you're not on QRZ. I really shouldn't bother talking to you. I'm only joking. Get yourself on QRZ, and then people can look you up. Your audio is no problem at all. Nice and quieting, so no problem at all there. But we're just about to clear, I think. So. As I say, I will pass it back to you after. I'll actually pass it back to Brett, and then he can pass it over to you. But I think Eric's going to clear, and I'm about to do the same. So, yes, all copied, Eric. And as I say, yeah, it is good fun, and it's teach the kids the correct way, the safety, and all the rest of it. I mean, yes, you're not going to kill somebody with an air rifle. Well, you'll be pretty unlucky to kill somebody with an air rifle, but even so, they can still do harm. So safety is paramount, But I mean, my granddaughters, they're 10, 12. their favourite thing is their first targets that they shot, which they've now got framed on their walls, you know. They're loving it, and it's great. It is good fun, and it's a question of being creative. You know, shooting balloons with money in and things like that, you know. So there's a little prize when they hit the balloon. But yeah, all good fun, all good bosses. So with that, I'll say something please to Eric if you're going, and I'll pass it over to Brendan for him to say the same, and then Brendan, if you want to bring the break station over.
Okay. Nice to make you acquaintance. Alex can get into the level for the first time.
Oh well, have a my station, mate. Look forward to
hopefully we'll catch again. Yeah, I'm not far off going off myself because I'm going to watch Liverpool and Norwich, which is not far off kick-off. But it's Reximex, which is the competition rifle, single shot, not rifle, pistol, for bell shooting. They're starting a bell shoot club up here. Hopefully it'll get going soon. Which is separate night from the other club. But it's a Reximex, and Josh is bloody good, I'll tell you. Anyway, I'll send them more on that one. Alright lads, I'll catch you later, mate. I'll take one over from the break station who's looking for a QSO, looking for a radio report. I've heard you about, so I know what you sound like normally. So yeah, bring it on in. 2E0 BDS for company. Operator name brand near Skegness. Go ahead.
Mike 7, VIS, returning to you, Bren. Thanks very much indeed for that, buddy. Yeah, heard you a few times about you. To the other station, I am on QRZ. You might have misread my call sign. Call sign being Mike 7, Victor, India, Sugar. Mike 7 VIS. So yeah, how are you getting me there, Bren?
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. You sound like you normally do when I've heard you on. Maybe a little bit on the lower side of the tone. You could do with a bit more mid-range. But apart from that, absolutely no problems whatsoever. No background noise on you, nothing. As you normally are, apart from just there's a bit more tone with you, that's all. 2E0 BDS.
Mike 7 VIS returning. Okay, Bren, thanks very much for that. I've knocked it up a notch on the bass mic. I'm not sure whether it's that needs adjusting or the radio, but that's about the setting I normally operate on. I had to do a restart on the Kenwood radio of mine last week, for one thing or another, and I'm just in the process of trying to get all things back to how it was. But no, really much appreciated, Bren. By the way, you're booming into Chester. Beautiful audio. No noise or anything like that. So I'll let you carry on with your QSO and that. And like I say, thanks very much for the report, Roger.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know what the Kenwoods are like. I've got a Kenwood 290 or 290s, and I run them through a mixer, and I knock all the default or knock them all to default on the audio because there's such a lot to alter on them, and I alter them through the mixer. Even through for UHF and VHF. I'm not on that now. I'm on an ICOM 7100 with very little on the mic gain and nothing. Probably about a milliwatt on the output because it's about 2 foot away from the repeater. But yeah, you could probably do with a bit more top, just to bring that, take that tone out and bring you back more to the mid-range, centrally. But it's not it sounds okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a condemn you in any shape or form. It's just you ask for an honest report, and that's what you get. Because I know your voice. Most people just say to me, "Can I have a radio report?" And I go, "Yeah, okay, I can give you that, but I don't know what you normally sound like." But I know what you normally sound like, and you normally sound a bit more wholesome than you are. But I know the difficulties it is once you knock everything off with having foster kids and whatever. They used to come in and twiddle the knobs all over the place and go, Christ, where was I? So I used to take photographs of everything in the end. So if you get it back to where it was, being a mixer, you can imagine what a mess it would make. Right, I'm going to cut you loose. The game's not far off starting. Go and get a drink and watch the footy. I'm not sure what we're going to do today. I think the Reds might still be in the cloud from at 11:10 penalty kick, penalty shootout, but we'll see how we go. Right, catch you later. Apart from that, yeah, you sound absolutely no problem. I'll catch you later, Les. Catch you later, Eric, and I'm out of here. 2E0 BDS cleared the system. Thanks for the use of. Bye for now. Throw it in the air.
Many thanks, Bren. Take care, buddy, and enjoy the footy.
Devon, Mike, Oscar, Kilo, M7, MOK. HUBNet for any contact.
M7 MOK, M0 FXB.
M0 FXB, M7 MOK returning. Yeah, very good evening to you there, Andreas. I thought I recognised that voice. We have spoke before, but I do recognise the voice from you. So, yeah, you're a superstar. Very good evening to you. Operator name this side's Matt, Mike Alpha Tango Tango, in the town of Biggin Hill in Kent, about 25 miles just outside the city of London. Appreciate you coming back to the call. Very, very quiet on here this evening. I've put a few calls out. Nobody seems to be coming back. I had to quickly fire up the dashboard and see what was going on and make sure I'm getting in. So thanks for coming back to the call. I'll put it back to you there, Andreas. M7 MOK, M0 FXB.
Yeah, very good evening. Good to catch you. You're sounding really good. I wonder what your setup is there. And I'm on a Kenwood D74 using a HUBNet node. Back to you.
0 FXB, M7 MOK returning. Yeah, I'm using nothing spectacular this side, mate. I'm using a Retelis RT3 and an MDVM hotspot, just tethered to the 4G on my phone. We've just moved to a QT8, so the internet hasn't been sorted out yet. That's happening on Thursday, I believe, and DHL are dropping the router off tomorrow, so I presume that's in preparation for the good old Sky man who's coming on Thursday to sort all that out. So in the meantime, I've just been tethering off my phone. Hopefully I'll him and a couple of other electrical socket in, because I believe the previous owner of the property had the router 3 floors here, and the shack's actually down at the very bottom, and I've actually got a Hamshack hotline set up, so I want to be able to Cat5 cable directly into the router, you know, and not have cat cables running all over the house and all that sort of stuff. But hopefully that'll be alright. But that's the story this time. I'm not sure if you dabbled in the Hamshack hotline side of things, but yeah, it's interesting stuff. Put it back round to you anyway. M7 MOK, M0 FXB.
M0 FXB returning. No, I haven't used it. I think it was you that told me about it a couple of months ago, and I did do some homework on it and a short video explaining what it was. quite interesting, but you know, it wasn't something I didn't buy one of those special phones that you use. But I mean, there's always something new to play with, isn't there? And yeah, you don't want wires everywhere. I'm constantly trying to hide the wires that I have in this house. All my antennas are in the loft, but my wire antennas do stretch across the garden. But luckily, my wife doesn't really notice them unless she walks into one, of course. But yeah, your RT3 sounded good. If you've got the dual band one, the RT3S or the MD380 type one, single band. But I think is it dual VHF and UHF? Back to you from M0FXB.
Waiting to, well, been ready to move since last November, so all the radio gear's been packed up since then, so you can imagine I was absolutely chomping at the bit just to get everything out of boxes and get it all set up and everything. And the previous owner here already had the downstairs set up as an office, so there's already inbuilt desks, computer desks and everything here, so and cabinets and all that sort of stuff, so I couldn't wait to pull everything out of the boxes there, back to you.
M0FX. Yeah, I'm not sure if I missed part of your over, because when I dekeyed you were talking, possible I cut out. But when you say pull everything out of boxes, are you doing a house move, are you, back to?
M0, M7, no, we've just actually moved in. We just moved in. All the radio gear has been packed since last November. We've been waiting to move, so it's been on, off, you know, and the moving date kept changing, so as I say, finally got in here, and I just couldn't wait to put everything together, but I have got to really go around all the cables. I mean, they are a little bit hidden at the moment, but you know what it's like, they're just so irritating. I've got to go around and cable tie everything up around the back there, it just doesn't look pretty. But you dropped the system, I don't know, it may be my end, as I say, I'm checking on the phone that's a fair way from me at the moment, because where we haven't got internet, there's a few other people in the property, you know, you can imagine teenagers, they will all want, you know, they're dead without the internet, aren't they? So, yeah, I suspect there's probably more than me using the hotspot at the moment, but there you go, that's the story this side. I'll put it back round to you, M7MOK, M0FXB.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the modern teenagers. You're going to need. Well, we've got one broadband router here and about 7 people using it, I think, and then you put your movies on and everything else. And I'm surprised it copes, to be honest. And we've got, I think, one of the fastest packages, and it seems to be okay, but we do get lagging on movies. Yeah, so. The Allstar node I'm on now is a homemade one. It's okay most of the time. The Raspberry Pi and the Bofun that's inside that homemade unit, they're not properly screwed down, so sometimes I have to move it around a bit, but generally it does tick on. I normally use the one made by G7RPG, but I swapped it again the other day for some reason. But DMR works well, doesn't it? You know, it works very well. Is it 23526, I believe? Right, okay, I'll stand by, just sort of sat here actually watching an Elvis movie, because I know that the new Elvis movie is coming out in June, so I thought I'll watch the old one, because I really enjoyed that back in the, was it 70s, late 70s when it was made, 79 I think. So back to you for a final one. Very nice to catch you, M7MOK, M0FXB.
M0FXB, okay, yeah, all copy there, Andreas. Good to catch up with you, mate, and you look after yourself, and yeah, I'll be watching a new Elvis film when it arrives. Looks good, very good. So I know he's got old Tom Hanks in there. I saw him on the trailer. So it's yeah, it's been a bit of an Elvis film actually. So yeah, be interested to see that one in the cinema probably. You know, watch most things at home, but you know that'll be a cinema job, that one, I think. So there you go. All right, mate. Keep up the YouTube anyway. I'm subscribed anyway, so I always check it out when it comes up in the feed there. So keep up the good work, mate. 73s, all the best. Cheers from Mike 7, Mike Oscar Kilo.
Yeah, cheers. Really good to catch you. 7-3. All the best.